This is the voice of the Patriot, where we speak truth to power. Now here we don't criticize, but if we must, it would only be on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. And today we have a number of issues we need to look at in our daily editorial, and I need you to be part of this. Now, my brother, my sister, the very first story we are looking at today is taken from My Joy Online, and it says, ECG recovers 4.39 million Ghana cedis from illegal connections in 2025. And I read, now the Ashanti West region of the Electricity Company of Ghana recovered 4.388264.59 million in 2025 from customers who made illegal power connections. Now the amount is part of some over 5 million in surcharges for illegal connections during the year, equivalent to over 3 million kilowatts. I beg your pardon, over 3,000 kilowatt hours of electricity consumed unlawfully. Mr. George Amoa, General Manager, Ashanti West Region, told the Ghana News Agency that efforts were ongoing to recover the outstanding balance. He said the exercise aimed to reduce commercial losses from power theft and to generate revenue to sustain the electricity supply chain. I honestly cannot fathom how a man can use something and refuse to pay. We are not patriotic enough. Our conscience is dead. My brother, you go and connect electricity illegally, and your reason is that you don't want to pay or you cannot pay. Yet these are the first people to hit the road. Those who are doing illegal connections. Normally they are the first to hit the road when there is doom so. You who is not paying, you are the first to demonstrate that you are having erratic power supply. My brother, my sister, it hurts very badly. We spend so much money on power. In fact, we import gas into the country in order to turn our turbines to give us electricity. My brother, my sister, I look at some of these things and I cringe. And you'll be surprised that the so-called religious people are also involved in this. Churches connect to the national grid illegally. You go to the Zongos, where there's supposed to be a lot of piousness. Because we all believe there's piety in poverty. My brother, my sister. Yet you go there, and a lot of the people in the Zongo, they steal water from Ghana Water Company by illegal connection. They use it to perform ablution, to go and sit before Allah and say, Allah Akbar, I stole water to clean myself, to come and praise you, God. Go to those areas. Almost everybody has an air conditioner. How many are paying for the electricity they are using in those areas? My brother, my sister, same way, they use the electricity to prepare tea, to drink during Ramadan, and say that they are praying to Allah with stolen electricity. How can you make tea from stolen electricity and use that to fast in Ramadan and call yourself a Muslim. Are you joking? What kind of conscience do you have as a Muslim? Stealing water, illegal connection. Stealing electricity, illegal connection. And you go and stand before God and pray for what? That is why we continue being poorer and poorer and poorer, because our conscience is dead. Where I come from, the Zongo that I come from, my brother, my sister, there was all kind of piety in there. They were proud, poor people. You can't come and say nonsense to such Zongo people. They don't steal anything from you. Yes, they are not too happy with their poverty, but they are satisfied with the fact that they are honest people. Not today. There's a competition because of social media for people to do whatever. How can you call yourself a Christian when your head pastor is stealing electricity and you know that this is illegal connection? Some of the electricians in the church are those who helped to even do more of the illegal connection. How can these people even respect you, the so-called head pastor of the church? You must be crazy. My brother, my sister, watch this. Patriotism is dead in us. If you were patriotic, my brother, my sister, you will not go stealing national property. If you were patriotic, you will continue to stand with the nation. I'll tell you a story. There's this actor who is still alive. A lot of people simply call him Rambo. His real name is Sylvester Stallone. How many of us know him? He's been acting for so long. Now he's grown a bit old. But I'll tell you something. There was a time he was so poor, he couldn't afford electricity. You know what he did? He cut off all the wires that provided electricity to his small house. He relocated to a smaller place and still could not pay for electricity. He asked the electricity company to disconnect electricity to him. They were shocked. They were shocked because how was this guy going to be able to fight winter? The weather is going to be extremely cold. Is he thinking about stealing electricity? Yes, this is the man we're talking about. Sylvester Stallone, a.k.a. Rambo. My brother, this was what he did. He lived in this small place for so long without electricity. And when the weather was cold, he had a way of bringing firewood into his house and keeping himself warm. That was how he lived there until he was able to make enough money to pay for electricity. This is when you have a conscience that works, a living conscience, not a dead one. In my country, we call it smartness when we steal from the government. We see the government as a foreign entity. So when we steal, our conscience doesn't even tickle us. Look how scrap boys are stealing rails on the road. Some are even stealing electricity, metal poles. They have no conscience. After all, your politicians are thieves. If politicians are stealing, why won't we steal? That is what they tell themselves. But my brother, the fact that one man is committing crimes, one man is thriving on sinning, does not mean you should join the caravan of sin. Think about it. Think about it. We all have a separate path of journeying. Okay? We all are on a different journey. We all were not brought in here to do the same thing. You are the first to preach about Allah Yet, you are doing illegal connection. Your mosque is connected illegally to electricity. You have a microphone and a speaker in the mosque that you are using to call azan. Allahu Akbar. Yet it's from stolen electricity. How can God listen to you? How can Allah listen to you? My brother, if you cannot pay for it, don't use it. If you can't get it and it's too much for you, beg for it. But my brother, the longer you stay without it, the more you are pushed to work harder so you can get it. That is what they call the mother of all necessities. They say the necessity is what? The mother of invention, right? Think about it, my brother. Hey, if we were able to retrieve all the money from illegal connections in Ghana, my brother, Ghana will be rich, super rich. I believe about 90% of the people who are connected to our electricity in one way or the other do it illegally. It is so easy to connect illegally to electricity in Ghana. Why is that so? Can we find a way to make it more difficult for people to connect illegally? How do they do it abroad? And what are the punishments for those who connect illegally to water and electricity? It looks like it's mild. We just surcharge them, like in this case, and that's all. They should be in jail. Once you are thrown in jail, next time you will think twice. In my house, time after time I hear ping, 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 ping. My little children now understand what it is. So they run to me first point of call. The electricity is finishing. Whether I have money or not, I have to cough out some money for it. And if I cannot afford, you know what I do? I tell them, put off the freezer. Put it off. I don't have air conditioning in my house. I live on the hills. So there's natural air conditioning that I don't have to pay for. Switch off the air conditioner. They switch it off, bam. Is anything on that is not being used? That is how we preserve energy. Yet, you want to use 6 air conditioners, 4 deep freezers. Your fans consume electricity as if they were nika right in your house, and you don't want to pay. You are a demon. You are a devil. I leave it here. Now another story that is quite interesting that I want to look at, my brother, my sister. It's also here. And I need you to come along. I'm taking you into football. Thomas Partey faces 2 new rape charges set for court next month. And I need you to come along. I'm reading this from Tree News, one of the most authentic sources of news online. I just need you to come along, okay? Come, let's look at this. Now, my brother, my sister, it looks like Thomas Partey is in trouble. Oh, yes. He's in trouble. Thomas Partey was slapped with 5 counts of rape. And he denied all. Now 2 more charges have been slapped him. Who is Thomas Partey? The man whose photograph you see here. He's a footballer, a Ghanaian footballer, plying his trade abroad. Thomas Partey, the former Arsenal midfielder, has been charged with 2 new counts of rape. Partey, 32, faces trial in November after denying raping 2 women and sexually assaulting a 3rd woman. Now, the Crown Prosecution Service has now authorized 2 additional counts of rape against Partey. Partey would appear at Westminster Magistrates Court on Friday, 13th March, in relation to the new allegations. Partey previously pleaded not guilty to 5 counts of rape and 1 charge of sexual assault when he appeared at Southwark Crown Court in September last year. One of the easiest ways to get black people who are successful out there, especially Africans, is sex. It comes to a time, it looks like we are only looking for money to pay for sex. That's what I think. I see some taxis and I see the writing Oba Binti. I see some trucks and it's written boldly on them, Obi Bantiu. It means all the hard work we are putting in is because of women. I think this is too simplistic, yet deep. When a black man becomes rich, the first thing is to look for a white woman that he can flex with. True or false? Most of the time, when a black man leaves the shores of Africa and he begins to get noticed in terms of making money, the first asset he grabs after his money is a white woman. My brother, not all medicines treat the same sickness. Can I go deeper? The white woman is a woman. The black woman is a woman. But they don't treat the same sickness. What does Blakk Rasta mean? What you can do to the African woman, 90% of that you will never try that on a white woman. In your country, you can shout at your girlfriend, throw her out, do a few things with her, which you can never try with a white woman. Because in her country, her voice is far louder than your chauvinistic self. Here, a lot of Ghana women will be running after you. Some will see it a blessing for you to even touch them. Some will see it as a blessing for you to squeeze their apples or oranges, depending on how big or small they are. Or maybe watermelons. Some will be excited that you spank them on their backside. Some would even praise God for you to connect your lips to theirs in electricity. Hallelujah. The rest would be overly happy to grace your bed at night. Not over there. You make a mistake and spank a white woman, you will pay a fortune for that one little spank. In Africa, you might not even need to ask. They give it to you. But over there, if you even stretch your hand and it mistakenly squeezes the oranges because you want some orange juice, you are finished. I believe that this is what Partey is going through. And before they finish with him, mark my words, he will return here as a pauper. Ukoya anasa obaye. Recently, we were told that he had married an Arabian woman, right? That he had married a woman of Arabic origin. And he had even become a Muslim. Correct? I'm going to end this way. A lot of our black players don't have education. They don't know what it is to say self-pride. For them, a white woman is an elevation of their status. They don't believe in Pan-Africanism. When they bring a white woman home, the whole family is gathering to dance because, hey, their son has become successful. He has brought a white woman. Oh, hey, he has brought a white woman. Oh. If I am lying, tell me, Blakk Rasta, you are being stupid this afternoon. A lot of our guys here, my brother, it's not about love. It's about the societal elevation for them. They are racist in their minds. This is what is called latent racism. You are racist, but you don't know that what you are doing is racism. That's latent racism. They rate white women above black women because they see that as an elevation. They prefer going after the ugliest white woman, sacrificing the most beautiful black woman, because the tag white gives them a certain level of elevation. A lot of these players are semi-illiterate. They only learn how to speak English when they start playing football there. Necessity is the mother of invention. In all this, there's an aspect of patriotism. When Kwame Nkrumah was ready to get married, he was looking for Akwele. He was looking for Akwele, not Marianne. He was looking for Ajoko. He was looking for Mariama. He was looking for Mawena, not Joanne. He was looking for Ashite. What did he do? He decided to strategically sacrifice his all libido in order to suit the whims and caprices of our new nation. You know what he did? He asked for a wife from Egypt because his best friend was from Egypt and they were working together for African unity. A wife from that country will solidify our relationship. Egypt, the land of the pharaohs. Ghana, the land of our great ancestors, will merge together as one. He went for an Egyptian woman. A woman who could hardly speak English. A woman who was far younger than him. And that woman proved beyond all doubt that she loved Nkrumah to a fault. She wrote in her will, "When I die, please fulfill my wishes. Bury me close to my husband Nkrumah," a man I only spent a few years with, from 1957 to 1966. Only 9 years. And half of the 9 years, Nkrumah was a lonely man because he could not conversate, listen to the word, with his wife. It took a time to be able to learn some English, whilst he, Nkrumah himself, was learning some Arabic. Before they could start communicating properly, Nkrumah was overthrown, and he never saw his wife again from 1966 till he died in 72. That's how a man can sacrifice in order to let his country grow. But now, it's all about us, nothing more. So to all the players, I know that football is a beautiful legal escape for a lot of us. To all the musicians, music could be another beautiful escape for the ghetto youth. But beware, you are a better person when you are a Pan-Africanist. Self-pride, you are a better person if you are patriotic. I'm not saying don't go after white women, but define the reason properly, not anti-Pan-Africanism. O bruni fita de o ware no a ish. Hey. Obi bia beko yi. Eh bruni fita. Unam kra na ye ma fans wa Ghana. Obi afilu. Uniska kra o meka so woska. Bruni fita. We need beji papa. That is self-hate. To Partey, I don't know what went behind the scene. I just wish you all the best. And I hope that you'll be able to articulate your case according to exactly what happened. I wanted to end here, but give me 2 more minutes and I'll be done. Every church I have been to in Ghana, and I said every, I don't single out any church. All the churches I went to, especially the prophetic churches. Anytime the altar is flooded with money, it's 2 things. 1, those who want to travel abroad come to the altar and put money on the altar and touch the altar. The whole church is empty. Everybody moves to the altar. 2, marriage. All the ladies who want to get married, you'll see a 90-year-old woman holding a walking stick moving to the altar. She wants to get married because her husband died 6 million years ago. Yes, she's old but not cold. Hallelujah. And to make it worse, most nauseating, is when in the church it is prophesied to a young woman that she would marry a white man. The whole church goes crazy. Those who want this blessing to also marry white men, come and put money at the feet of this lady and touch her. All the young ladies, including married women, they want to divorce their husbands and go marry white men. If I am lying, again, say, Blakk Rasta, you are being stupid this afternoon. All the young ladies, including married women, they go there and throw money at the feet of this woman. The inferiority complex is so nauseating, is so terrifying, is so hypnotizing. Why do you hate yourself like this? What's wrong with you? Go to the churches in Britain. Tell them that somebody is going to marry a black person. The whole church, those who want to marry black people, come out. If you are lucky, the rest may sit down in anger till the church service ends and they will never return. If you are not, they will start leaving the church immediately. Because for them, it's almost like so demeaning. If you want, call it bestialism. OALP, my brother, after independence, we have a lot to talk about. How do we reach this level of consciousness? Love yourself. You were not born a stepchild. You were brought here for a reason. Your skin is dark for a reason. Don't demean yourself and run after things that will only end up in a wild goose chase. Be wise. Yabo!